successful. I just tried maybe about 5 minutes ago. I don't know what was going on with the stream. Sometimes the servers or whatever it is. But I'll let the chat load, running errands, and I think I was using this as a time to go through this stream because I have a poll, and if you guys haven't voted yet, please do. That's what we're going to talk about today. The poll and who's the real victim, Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury? We've heard a lot of things that took place. A lot of things were said, but then nothing was said from either body, from either person. Hold on, let me shut her up because she's very jealous. There we go. Bobby Collins counterpunch to you. Bucci counterpunch to you. Yeah, we posted on quick. Wilder was the victim of a battery. Mark Britton, that's safe to say. That is some safe to say shit. Oh, some wind noise. Wait a minute. I think I can figure this out now. Because I'm in a rental, because I got in a wreck, and I'm driving this small little compact car around. Who's Curtis? My wife just left me because I put the kids' college tuition money on Wilder to win on points. Oh, snap. I don't know if that was the thing to do, but hey, man, more power to you, right? Damn. Okay, better. Yeah. Because it's weird where my whatever you call it, phone stand is concocted. It's right above the vent, and the vent blows because I'm in one of these rented cars. So you guys hit that like button when you come in. Donate £2 or $2. No, £2 or $3 a piece. That would be great. Because it's weird in this day and time. Just kidding. But unless you're gonna do it, like what was it? Chris, was it? No, not Rush Hour, but Money Talks. He's like, man, give me $1 million. Just kidding. Unless you're gonna give it to me. Merle Dixon counterpunch to you. Bender filling you from Nigeria counterpunch to you. What do we have here? Let's see. Combat Elite. Yo. Yes, Curtis on it again. I don't know who the hell Curtis is. I think you're wanting to say Kurt with a K, not with a C. Who will be the ref for Fury versus Wilder 3? That's a very good question. And and that's one of those things that will impact the fight totally. I mean, totally. What happened? Wilder blamed the ref in the first fight, and then the ref in the second fight deducted a point from Tyson Fury. So, yeah. Yeah. So, it depends. I just hope, who I want it to be? I want it to be Tony Weeks. Tony Weeks is a good ref. He'll tell you straight off the bat, I'm not for that bullshit. You know what I mean? So if something's going on that he doesn't like, he's a very direct, pragmatic ref, and that's what you need. You know what I mean? Jack Reese was good. He's a good ref. Now are refs perfect? No. Perfect at all. But I've seen some shitty refs and some shitty refereeing, and I just seen some overall shitty referees. Kenny Bayless, he was the ref in the second fight. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure he won't be the next one, because he was called drunk and he was called crabs in a barrel. So I doubt it would be him. I don't want it to be him, because see, I want it to be as comfortable as possible for Deontay Wilder. I want it to be comfortable as possible for Tyson Fury. Because at the end of the day, you're looking at two guys that are putting their life on the line, that are going in there to beat each other up, right? Knock each other out, stop each other. They don't like each other, so there you have it. You know what I'm saying? And I look forward to seeing the fight. But a referee shouldn't be all and end all when it comes down to two people or two other people in battle. You know? So that's a very good question, Bobby. It very well is a very good question. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the drive. I hate drive-throughs, but I'm gonna do it today. You just got in a wreck. Now you're reading off a screen while driving. I didn't get in a wreck. So let me counterpunch you right there, Dick Cheese McGee. Dick Cheese McGee. No, somebody ran into my car. That's all. It wasn't nothing like that. Now, if I would have done something like that would have made me change my position. Yeah, Wilder's done. In my opinion, it's going to be a KO in 8. Daniel Maya, where do you think Wilder's mindset is at after he doesn't want to speak or hear at the press conference? I don't know. I could tell you this, though. Damn, this place is packed. Damn, that girl is tanned. Yeah, 'cause she's outside all damn day. She looks like Pocahontas. Hi, how you doing? I will have a dozen of regular glaze.
Okay, anything else? Okay, dozen glaze. It's going to be $8.98. Are you doing cash or card today?
Card.
Card, I can take it right here.
All right, hold on a second. I got caught up on my seat. All right. Kurt the Hurt DeVille. Absolutely. But I don't know, Daniel, to answer your question, I don't know where Wilder's mindset is, honestly. I know what he wants to do. I know what's on his mind, but I don't know where his mindset is at. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you want to do something, but where are you mentally to do it? You know? Feel sorry for Fury. He didn't get any praise off British press after Klitschko win, and then all the nonsense from Wilder. Well, yeah. I'm actually coming out with a video on that. Like, it was weird. I'm glad you brought that to my attention, because I've been thinking about him beating Klitschko versus him beating Wilder, and it's like, yo, you know, look at how they treat him when he beat Wilder versus how he, you know, beat Klitschko. So his mindset is that he is going to do serious damage to Fury. Yeah, he wants to do some damage. Pain. Rolando, hey Kurt, what's up, brother? What's up to you? Mark Britton, come on, England. Ref is not important. It's not going the distance. Well, no, I mean, actually the ref is always important. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, 5,000 round, right?
That's it.
There you go.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome, Joe.
All right. Damn, that was quick. The fight already sold. No more talk. Hey, you know, obviously not. They're not trying to sell it. So, but again, like I tell people, Wilder went to court for the fight. So I don't think, maybe he's exhausted from all that shit. You know, maybe he did some talking. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just tired. Maybe he's just like, hey, you know, I've been to court since what? January, February, March, April, May, and then didn't the shit hit the fan in May or June? No, it was in May, right? Yeah. So Yeah, maybe that's the case. Who knows? What type of costume do you believe Wilder will wear? Bobby Collins, I'm glad you asked that. You know what? I would want him to go back to what he used to wear. I want him to go back to the bronze bomber. Fuck all that Ninja Turtle, Shredder, Statue of Liberty, iced out bullshit. It looks fucking crazy. I know, what, people want trying to express yourself and this, that, and the other. But hey, if he's not promoting the fight, there's no need to wear that bullshit. And if anything, that was against him anyway. Should have been wearing that shit anyhow. All bullshits aside. I mean, really. You can't talk your way to victory. No, you can't, Richard. You sure can. You let these do the talking. Wilder is not coming with a costume. I don't think he needs to go in that fucking treasure chest, open up that damn box, take out that fucking gold, that bronze, sorry, not gold, but bronze mask, you know what I mean, and wear that shit. That's what he needs to wear. All that other stuff is not important. I mean, if he's gonna wear anything at all, he might just say, fuck it, I'm gonna come out like Mike Tyson and shit, just come out, black boxers on with gloves. But this is Wilder, so Wilder's going to do some extra shit, I'm pretty sure. But I think the extra shit should be something he used to do back in the day. I like the bronze bomber shit he had on. He had that Roman warrior gladiator look to him. Imagine somebody walking in the room and shit with that shit on versus the shit that he came on. Like, you would like, dude, what the fuck is this? What is this, a costume ball or something? Yeah, man. Frida, counterpunch to you. Yes, I am live. Live and a living and in color. Tyson will win by decision, but Wilder will once blame the ref who took a point for Fury for losing. Yeah, he did that. That's why I don't want it to go to distance. I want one of these motherfuckers to be laid out. Then you can't say anything about anything else. And you know what? See, here's the problem though. As much as I want Wilder to win, just because I like comebacks, I don't like excuses. I can't stand them, but I do like comebacks because he's actually trying to make an effort to train, to prevail, to overcome. But do you guys also understand, if Wilder wins, what'll end up happening is there could be a fourth fight. You know that, right? There could be a fourth fight between these two guys. Yeah. Did you hear what Tyson Fury said? Fourth time, 5 times. It could be a lot more. You see what I'm saying? Like that type of bullshit. That's what I don't like. Bobby Collins, do you think Wilder will stick with his game plan? I don't know. I hope, I don't know. Because there's no telling with Wilder. Because the thing about him and Malik has been with him a long time. But Malik hasn't been the first man in the corner. So all this will be new. See, these guys ain't fought. He's been training Deontay, but I think he's always kind of secretly gave him pointers, maybe not, But there's a good thing is when you see something that you can improve on and you see someone else doing it, and then you're like, okay, I could do that better, or that ain't what I would have done with that fighter. You know what I'm saying? I would have done something different. Well, in that case, it's like, all right, be that as it may, he has the opportunity now to do what he can do with Wilder. But then, what if things don't go to plan, and Fury really starts fucking unloading on him, and then Wilder kind of loses it for a while? The question is, can Malik Scott get him back where he needs to be? Can he get him back to you know, like, hey, listen, focus, focus. Yeah, he got you that round or whatever. You know what I mean? Is he hurt you? Are you good, first of all? You know, so is that the case? Can he do that? You know what I mean? So it's all experimental. That's why a lot of times you want a tune-up fight before going into another fight that you're actually concerned with. But then again, here's the thing. If you think Tyson Fury cheated, back to that, if you think the man cheated, you wouldn't have to worry about shit anyway. Because here's the problem, though, guys. I want you guys to pay attention to me. If Tyson Fury cheated both fights, that meant there was no time where Deontay Wilder didn't have some type of damage to him that he wasn't aware of. Because see, from the first fight and the second fight, the first fight he was claiming how less Tyson Fury can punch, or how, you know what I mean, and how little the punches affected him. If you guys can remember that. So how do you go from your punches didn't hurt me at all, well, you still cheated me that first fight? Now that didn't make sense. That's a contradiction, because he was basing that off the experience in the ring with Tyson Fury, not no one else's. Because I know he did say, well, when was the last time Tyson Fury knocked somebody out? He did say that. But then he also said, hey man, you're a pillar puncher. I walk through your punches. Do you guys remember hearing that? So like, the first fight to me is irrelevant. The only thing they have to go on, well, the glove was floppy. Okay, so what? He just had big floppy ass gloves. So what? Was it anything in them? And if it was something in them, you would have felt them. You know? That's my thing. You know, no, they weren't on right. That's why they should have tightened them up. And in that case, somebody should have fucking said something. You know, you got to go back to your team. Your team's supposed to protect you in more than one way, not just to stop the fight when you're getting your ass beat. No, they're supposed to be watching the other team like, look, something ain't right with that. Naseem Richardson will let you know that any given day of the week. And I'm doing a special video for that. It just takes a lot of editing to explain the differences between referees that see shit where things aren't right versus where things are. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a nice little treat. And it's going to involve Cotto and a lot of other factors in there, because, you know, Cotto was cheated. Now, I'll go on the bat for that. Why? Because we seen those gloves, and plus the motherfucker got caught. So everything you need to know. It's almost like, hey, let's look back at someone else. But it ain't what's true, it's what you can prove in court. Law-abiding citizen. That's one of my favorite movies, man, with Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx. Real good movie. But that's true. This is a true statement. It ain't what you can prove, it's what you can prove in court. And it sucks, but it's true. At the end of the day. You're ignoring these hard questions and facts I'm dropping on you, I see. Dude, I'm fucking driving. I ain't seen one thing you said. So hang on a bit, and then I'll read them to you. Or I'll read it, and then I'll counterpunch it. Bad Moon Risen. What's up, brother? Counterpunch from Colorado. King Mike Hall. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Wilder is a victim with all the excuses. Nah, you can only have one true victim. A guy that makes excuses is not a fucking victim. He ain't. Sorry. That ain't how this shit works. But what makes it interesting is, though, and when I ask who's the true victim, because at the end of the day, you're looking at someone that that was lied on, like Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury did say some stuff. He did say, and I don't doubt that he would have answered questions. I mean, he was obviously there to answer questions, but that could have just been the fake out. That could have just been like, oh, well, hey, I'm here to answer any questions if need be, you know. And see, the thing is, the underlying thing is, no one said anything about cheating. No one said anything about cheating in the press conference, and that makes me very suspicious. Because if I'm cheated on, like I told you guys, and this is what I do. I give you guys my opinion. And instead of, hey, this is my opinion, you don't like it, fuck you. I don't do that. I don't do that. Why? Because I value other people's opinion. That's why I put a poll up and let you guys vote on how you feel about it. And that's exactly what I did in this situation. So when you do have people that hate and this, that, and the other, and say, oh, I'm a hater or whatever. No. I look at both sides because I want to make people think. I want people to think about everything, not just who you are a fan of, who you favor, who you're biased towards, because that's what people do. They base that off of who that person is without looking at common logic. See, everyone says, oh, well, Wilder was quiet. You don't have to fucking like Wilder. You don't have to like Fury either. It's probably best that you don't like any, because then people can have a true understanding of what the fuck really went on. This is what happened in the press conference. Let me break it down to you. You had Tyson Fury that was saying everything, right? He was pretty much a one-man show. You had Deontay Wilder, said a speech of probably all of 10 words or less. And you had Malik Scott. Javon Sugar Hill didn't really say a lot, but I mean, he doesn't talk a lot anyway, so that's not anything out of the ordinary, right? And you had then silence. You had the announcer, and she was trying to kind of, you know, lure questions out of Wilder, but Wilder didn't have anything to say. He put his headphones on, and he was like, yo, talking's done. I'm done talking. So there you go. And then I'm like, and I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, yeah, Wilder didn't say nothing. Yeah, he got counterpunched for that. But then I'm like, well, shit, wait a minute. Tyson Fury didn't bring up the one major thing that he should have brought up. Yeah, you beat the guy. We already know you beat him. You beat the shit out of him. You dropped him twice, and you made the ref damn near stop the fight, but you made his corner throw the towel in. If not the ref, I think the ref stopped it, me personally, but that's that. We know that. Now we did learn some new shit, like that Malik Scott sparred with Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury fucked him up. That was funny as shit. But what else? We didn't come there for that. We didn't come there to hear Tyson Fury talk about busting Malik Scott's eardrum, now did we? We didn't come there to see what he done to Deontay Wilder in February 22nd. We've been talking about that shit all year. We didn't come for that, right? So what did we come to see? What did we come to hear? We came to hear the accusations, the standoff, the reckoning. That's what we came to see. We didn't come to see no fucking guy put headphones on and then another guy talk shit and talk to his trainer. We didn't hear that. We didn't want to. I didn't come to see that. Did you guys come to hear that? Okay, Blue Hanitis, whatever the fuck. All right, Fury is banned in his own country. What does that tell you? He's not banned in his own country. That, you know what? And I know you've been hearing some shit like, oh, no, because see, the fight between him and Joshua could possibly been in the UK. That's an opinion. That's not a fact. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know where you're going with that shit because you've heard it, and I've heard it. I've heard it because people have brought it to my attention. Like, hey, man, Blue Blood said this, and Dante's Boxing Nation said that. And what do I say to that? I'm like, okay, well, when was the last time he's fought in America? He's on an American contract. You do know that, though, right? Before you said, oh, well, he's banned, that should tell you. And if he's banned, right, what is he banned from? Is he banned for something that happened 5 years ago? But do you also understand, if it was something he was banned from, it was from UCAD or the BBB of C. And the UCAD themselves have been some tricky mofos because they've always done some sneaky shit. They're worse than the WBC to me, honestly. Because they always, like they did that to Carlos Molina. Carlos Molina, like, had some type of B-sample situation, kind of like Dillian White had. And then he came over to America, and then UCAD all of a sudden said that he was fucking dirty. And then they tried to stop him from fighting in his own country. That's some fact. That's some true shit. You don't believe me? Look it up. Don't take my word for it. So no, the UCAD dude, they're on some sneaky shit themselves. Fury always has to have a extra mechanism of cheating to win. Okay. Padded gloves, spiked water, suit too heavy, all non-actionable causes and merely crybaby opinions. Richard Godson, Fury has no license to box in his own country. Of cheating proof is written in the pudding. Well, I guess the only way people are going that to be debunked is he actually fights there. But then it does nothing to, you understand, he's still with ESPN. Richard and Blue Unitas or whatever, guys, he is still under contract in ESPN, on ESPN. Now, he could have fought in Saudi Arabia or whatever, but that was because of the site fee. They wanted that to be in the UK. Now, I did hear Tyson Fury say that he's not fighting in the UK. He did say that. Now, he didn't say why, but I'm not going to reach and say, oh, well, that's why. Because, we don't know that. Because, see, that's based off a narrative that's also we can't prove. Now, did Fury test positive? Yeah, him and his cousin did. Fernando alone, they both tested positive. Him and Huey. That shit's true. They both tested positive for that shit. But let me break it down to you. If you're gonna talk that shit, let's talk it all. Okay? The whole truth about that whole situation is they waited a year later. And then, because at first they were like, oh, okay, well, you just need to stop eating this or stop doing that or whatnot. Because the nandrolone levels were high. It wasn't anything. Nandrolone is in your body. I want people to understand that. Nandrolone is just the nandrolone levels, just like testosterone is. You got to say it all. But what happened with Tyson Fury, he tested positive. Both him and his cousin. They both had high levels, positive for high levels of nandrolone. And then the UCAT at the time told him, hey, this is the recommendations. They are kind of high, but this is the recommendation. So maybe you want to stop doing this or doing that. Right? A year later, they popped him with that shit. That's when they were like, you know what? You did have something. Like, you didn't figure that shit out when you told him the recommendations and some shit he shouldn't do. Then all of a sudden in 16, right, they popped him. That's what happened. The same shit happened to Carlos Molina. And that's weird how both cases UCAD had something to do with. So that means they picked and choose who they decided to fuck with or not. I know that. So we got to look at that the way it is. Not saying that Fury's squeaky clean, because, I mean, after all, there had to be something that had his levels like that. But, in the grand scheme of things, what fucking difference does that make when he beat the shit out of Wilder? See what I'm saying? That had nothing to do with 2020. You see what I mean? And it makes me wonder, like, well, why did certain shit just pop up? You know why? Fans of Wilder, supporters of Wilder, making shit up. Either they're making this shit up or they're sending shit off. But that, that makes me understand that that's some desperate shit. I don't want to be a fan of a motherfucker that bad. I don't. Yeah, I'm a Joshua fan too. But Joshua got his ass whooped, so I'm not going to go out of my way to try to make shit up for Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz 5 years ago, 4th 19th, 2014, he tested positive for some shit. Dude, who gives a fuck in 2014? 2019, he beat Joshua's ass. That's all that matters. I don't give a shit how much that hurt me or whoever. You can't change that. You can't change that shit. You'll never change what happened February 22nd. You can't. I don't give a fuck what you try to say or do. You can't change that. If Tyson Fury cheated people, they didn't catch him. They didn't fuck him once but twice. That means the corner of Wilder is incompetent, careless or whatever, right? Cut your losses, quit bitching and whining. They're going to fight again. And I think really, is that what people want? Or I think people they wanted Deontay Wilder to get that fucking belt back without fighting. That's what I honestly believe. To some of these Wilder fans, they wanted Deontay Wilder not to fight So that you wanted to go against what the man wanted to do. He wanted to fight. He went to the fucking courts. But I think, and I believe these guys did not want him to fight. They didn't. They wanted him to to erase the one. They wanted to strip the belt from Tyson Fury, and they wanted to bury him in shit that he did from yesteryear. That's what they wanted. It's odd, but Fury is really a victim here of racism, of slander. He's a coward for ducking AJ, but a victim of all the same. QB. It's definitely a prejudice because Wilder had no business saying what he said about a group of people. He had no business saying that because, see, had that shit been turned around and Tyson Fury would have said that, oh, motherfuckers would have exploded. Like, imagine Tyson Fury just throwing like, oh, I hate all N-words and N-words and all them, they're no good, and we ain't, all of us are no good. Oh, yeah. Do you understand what fucking kind of bullshit it is? It's just like the Travelers are not as big as, I don't think, but it's not as sensitive there because the Travelers don't really get a fair shake. They don't. If you got signs that saying no pikers or no, gypsies or nothing allowed in this establishment, that's still a fucking problem in 2021. That's still a problem. We don't have that type of shit over here. You can't do that type of shit over here because we went through our shit over here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we still got shit that's going on, but nothing like that. So, I can't speak for that because I'm not that person. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for Tyson Fury. I can only imagine, like, yo, why did you say that shit about my whole people? My problem with Tyson Fury is, if Tyson Fury felt that way about him, he shouldn't have fought him. And all those millions of dollars that he paid him for not to fight Wilder, I would have kept paying them motherfuckers. I would have paid him like, fuck you. You ain't getting this belt back because I beat your ass and you're not going to get away with the shit you said. In fact, I would turn around, and this is another question. I would turn around and sue Deontay if I was Tyson Fury. If he won that arbitration, I'm like, okay, you ain't gonna fuck me out of my money with Anthony Joshua. That leads me to believe he ducked Joshua. He ducked him. You see how easy he signed that fucking contract and publicly? He signed that bitch. But every little stump in the road, oh, well, I hear the money's there, but I don't know if it's there or not, so fight's not gonna happen. Fury is coming in heavy and fat, a nice target for Wilder. Good point. Good point. Fury whole career he cheated. Okay. Now, Blue. What the fuck is his name? Hunitz. Blue. If he beats Wilder, and then this is the thing, if Wilder loses, I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to hear this shit about nothing. I don't want to hear about anything because, see, at this point, Wilder don't get the job done. He can't land that right. He can't stick that right to where he needs to say good night. Fury even cheats in sparring. That's just sad. It's biased. Fury is a cheater. Why isn't anyone talking about Wilder's last-minute gloves? Wilder really cheated, I guess. Yeah, the ones that were brought in from FedEx. Yeah, I did a video on it, But, I mean, the commission was there when he got them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because he has them custom made. I don't know what was going on with the ones that he picked. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Peter Von Ark. Fury cheated. Fury cheat? Prove it. The floppy gloves lets fighters put hand lower with less cushioning. Hand lower and less cushioning. You mean lower where? You mean in the wrist area? Man, I've seen these videos, all the hundreds of them in the past year. It was a lot of these shits. Blue loaded gloves, LOL. That's when it comes to Mark Breland. What do you mean that's when it comes to Mark Breland? So you think Mark Breland cheated him? Now that I don't fucking believe at all. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna get me to believe that Mark Breland was in on something. He'd been with a motherfucker 13, 14 years. And the only thing Deontay Wilder can explain is, oh, he was jealous or he was jealous of me. Well, he must be cheating, right? Because you knocked out 42 other people, all of them won by rematch. But despite the 42, there's only one Tyson Fury. He beat him 2 different ways already. Do you are they white boys lapdog? White boys lapdog. Lina Judah. Mark Breland was a hater. You heard it out of Wilder's mouth. Wilder calls everybody a fucking hater that says something about him. So you're being biased against your own. Wilder went to court and proved his facts. Proved his facts for what? About the contract? Or what? About he cheated? Because you can't say, oh, well, he cheated and I want another rematch. That's fucking stupid. And if he went to court for that, which I know a lot more than you. And wait a minute. So you're being biased against your own. How the fuck am I being biased against my own? That's the stupidest shit I ever heard. You're saying I'm being biased against my own. That's the dumbest shit ever. But Blue, I tell you what, Blue. You think that. You go to my videos and you watch them if you believe that. But I think you are one of those fucking twisted-minded, racist fucks that sit here and come on people's channel and you're looking and you're watching for somebody to say something that other channels that kiss his ass don't say. See, I'm not going to say, I'm not an LDBC channel. So I'm not prone or fucking, what you call those, an ant or a follower or something like that. Them some weak-minded motherfuckers, I'm going to tell you, for one. Why? Because they all do the same shit. See, even if somebody thought a certain way, they can't think too different. Because if they thought too different, then they wouldn't be in the LDBC. That's the problem with groups. Oh, arbitration. Okay. But arbitration, does that mean cheating? Does that mean he cheated, though? Does that have anything to do with him cheating? That's the contract that Tyson Fury signed, if you were really thinking about what he said. If he won some shit that Tyson Fury did in court, there would be no fucking third fight. There would be no third fight. There would be some lawsuits. There would be some criminal shit that went down, but there would be no fights. That's like this, motherfucker. If they found out, that's just like if they found out Louis Resto cheated, like which they did, why would Billy Collins want to fight him again? That makes no fucking sense. And that's the same shit they would try to compare to Tyson Fury, which they did. So they compared that to Tyson Fury's case. So by association, he's guilty because Louis Resto was guilty as fuck. Panama Lewis is guilty as fuck because they took padding out of the gloves and they were punching this motherfucker with less padding in the glove, right? They were punching this motherfucker. And he was fucked up. It fucked his whole career up. His life was altered by it, and he ended up getting in a wreck and dying and shit and all that. But Billy Collins didn't want to fight this guy again. You know what I mean? And then like Wilder, like you motherfuckers claim Wilder got a dent in his head. He wouldn't have been cleared to fight. That's dumb. So stop that dumb shit. And you gotta have a low fucking IQ to understand, well, how the fuck can he fight with a dent in his skull? Does your skull dent? That motherfucker either breaks or you fracture it. It's like an orbital bone. You can fracture it, or you can break your jaw. You can break your jaw. You can't dent that bitch. There ain't no dents. That's dumb. Your fucking skull don't work that way. It's either a fracture or a break, not a fucking dent. You had some indentions. You know what I mean? This whole channel is biased. You tap dancing today, Kurt. This whole channel is biased. Motherfucker, that means there's more motherfuckers that think differently than you. That's what that means. That's exactly what that means. In my opinion, Fury should have brought up all the cheating allegations against him. I bet that would have gotten Wilder talking. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just done a video on it yesterday. He should have brought that shit up. Bring it out in the open. If I had somebody talking shit about me, that's the first person I want to talk to. I don't want to talk to the person that said that shit to me about what he said. I want to talk to that person. Kurt DeVille is totally non-biased as possible. That's what I try to be. But see, this is what happens though when you, what the fuck does what I look like have to do with one man cheating the other guy? I'm fucking Latino too, but what does that have to do with Margarito and Mosley? So if I'm Latino and I tell Mosley, well, I'm against Mosley because, hey man, you supposed to be for Margarito because Margarito's Mexican. What the fuck does that have to do with him being Mexican and him cheating or not? It has nothing to do with that at all. Y'all motherfuckers are stupid as shit to think, oh, and you bring something to the forefront that doesn't have anything to do with boxing or what really happened. And it seems to me, and I already know what it's doing, what it's dealing with. What it's dealing with is not the fucking fact that you care about what happened in the fight. You just care about the wrong guy with the wrong color won in your eyes. So you're worried more about race than the fight. Alec Jovic, hello world, hello Kurt. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Crabs in a bucket. Kurt Wilder just can't swallow the L. No. You know, but then here's the thing. If Wilder gets beat, right? Because me personally, I don't give a fuck who wins. I just want one of them to fight. And this is what I'm dead set on. I'm dead set on both of these motherfuckers. I think they'll rather fight each other. Honestly. I think they'll rather fight each other regardless of who wins this fight. I think they would rather fight each other again than to fight Anthony Joshua. Because see, Anthony Joshua is the guy that actually they have to worry about. That's why all these fucking fights get kind of, it's always some bullshit. Oh, you give me 15, you give me 12 million. No, that's slave wages. Whatever, motherfucker. You know, and you getting chump change. Just like Andre Ward said it best, you're stepping over a fucking dollar to pick up a penny. Say, don't put Trump supporters and Wilder fans in the same thing. I mean, people do that. That's what people been doing. I won't go there with it because I can give a shit about politics. The only politics I'm really concerned about is about boxing. I don't have time for shit that I don't know about. Omar Freeman, Wilder and Fury fears AJ. So they'll rather fight each other. That's what I've learned. Because if you really think about it, if you think, okay, Wilder won the arbitration. So he won that fight and he has to fight him by September. Or what? Or what? If I'm Tyson Fury, and first of all, I got a dude that I beat the fuck up. He talked and he slandered about all my people, right? He said this, you can't trust, they're all slicksters, they ain't shit, right? And then I told everybody, like, I'll never fight this motherfucker again. I gotta stand by that word. Now, I will say this. I bet you if Wilder said that shit, I will never fight this mother. Well, I can't say that because he did say that about Luis Ortiz. So I was going to give him that, but I can't. But just remember, he said, I will never fight Luis Ortiz because Luis Ortiz is a cheat. When Luis Ortiz, I think he popped dirty like in 16, he said he'll never fight Luis Ortiz. 2 years later, he fought Luis Ortiz. So there you go. I was going to say, well, he's a man of his word. You know what I mean? Like, shit. Normally, he's a man of his word. Wilder was there with him. It's true. Wilder and Trump both sore losers making up excuses that can't be. I'm not even going to go there. But that shit, it's funny how they were both like, and then it was a trip because they would now, when Wilder was there, now get this. Now check this out, people. When Wilder was there accepting that award, him and Sly Stallone, and I think Lennox Lewis was there too. So it was him, Sly, Lennox Lewis, and then it was Trump. Trump pardoned Jack Johnson, right? Galveston's best. He pardoned him. Now, here's the deal. People were giving Wilder shit. People were fucking with Wilder. Why were you showing up with Trump? Fuck that. Why you showing? And I'm like, dude, he's showing up to fucking support Jack Johnson, and Jack Johnson's like great niece was there, and she was there too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that has nothing to do with who the fuck you vote for. He was just there supporting the first black heavyweight champion. Why are you giving Wilder shit about that? Y'all stop that. It's dumb. Now you're fucking reaching. But see, this is what I'm talking about. I don't think it's about boxers at all. I don't think the motherfuckers that claim to like boxing gives a fuck about these people. I don't think that. I don't think they care about boxing. They just want to use those as pawns to fucking generate an agenda. The agenda is racism. The agenda is, hey, I'm pro my race, therefore everybody else ain't shit. Kurt, I sent you a video on Instagram about Malik Scott agreeing with Mike Tyson before Wilder versus Fury 2, and Fury said that he would pressure Wilder. Yeah, I mean, he knows how to beat him. I don't think he should stop. If Usyk had the WBO belt and fought Joshua, he would get 50-50, even though he was undisputed at cruiserweight, so the argument for Crawford doesn't work. With Fury's history of cheating, do you not believe Fury cheated in any way? Not that fight. And if he did, here's the thing. Where could he have cheated? How could he have cheated? JD's was right there. Javon was right there. See, everybody has their own level of integrity, man. Even if JD's didn't know shit, which I do think JD's is an ignorant mofo when it comes to fighting. I do think that. I don't think he knows half of what he claims he knows. That's why he had to bring and hire Mark Breland. But here's the problem. The fucking idiot wouldn't let Mark Breland train him like he's supposed to, because he was on a ego trip. He wanted to be in the spotlight. If you notice, he was the one holding the pads. He was the one making the interviews. He was that guy in charge because he liked that idea. JD's likes that idea. Go figure. But he didn't know what Mark Breland knew. He didn't know it by experience. He ain't did shit like that. That was that. Okay, so at the end of the day, I think that JD's, could he have overlooked something? He could have. But at the same time, would Javon Sugar Hill put his integrity on the line, as many people as he trained, by cheat or helping fucking Tyson Fury cheat? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. You know what I mean? Because it was other people there. You had camera there. You had BT Sports there. Look, just because that dumbass camera from the dressing room, from the feed you saw was off, didn't mean all those other cameras were not. That's how we were able to see what was going on in the fucking dressing room. What was going on in the dressing room is exactly what you saw. That's why you seen that shit on BT Sports, because they were back there with the camera looking at everything. You think a motherfucker would want to do that? The aircon is noisy as fuck. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those eco-friendly cars. JD's is a casual. You know, he's a gym teacher. I believe that. He looks like a gym coach, like a fucking high school gym coach. Yeah, Nevada State Athletic Commission, they were there. You see them walking around when whoever put that shit over there. And I don't even think they knew that. Matter of fact, Javon Sugar Hill didn't even know that somebody of Wilder's camp put that over there. They didn't know it. He didn't know that it happened, but it didn't matter anyway because JD's was there. See, let me tell you guys something. Please stop lying, because here's where the lies set in. The lies were at first, JD, nobody was back there when he put the gloves on. That was a lie. See, and then that had to come out because people were saying that, yeah, he put the raps on. Yeah, he seen him rap, but then, oh shit, we didn't see him put the gloves on. That was the first lie when it came to those gloves that had people thinking, okay, that was the opportunity for him to do whatever he needed to do to those gloves before putting them on, because nobody was there on the opposite side to see that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that don't even fucking make sense. However, they debunked that. They debunked that. First, though, they were saying, hey, you know what? this motherfucker got to be cheating, because there's no way he hurt Wilder like that to drop him twice, and he couldn't do that, and he hit him with everything he had in the first fight. Well, there you go. So what does that exonerate? First of all, that exonerates the first fight, don't it? Don't it exonerate the first fight if he hit him and he didn't do anything to him, and Tyson and Wilder's even boasting saying, motherfucker, you can't punch? Pillow puncher? Feathers for fist? Didn't he say that? I like Hergovic. Daniel Dubois, he has a lot to prove to me, because you can beat the shit out of anybody that's a stable target, but like if they punch you back, that's the problem. He has no head movement. And he knocked the guy out too fast to know what he's going to do or what type of improvements that he made. Coffee's good. I hope these gladiators, Wilder and Fury, make the lion's share of the money, and good luck to them both. Deontay Barnes, that's one thing we can agree on. No, who's the real victim? Because the real victim is John Neal. Who? Because Deontay's supposed to got cheated, right? Okay, so if Deontay's supposed to got cheated, why he didn't have shit to say? But then it's almost like this. If you're accused of something to the point where you can go to jail for it, and you know you didn't do it, who's the real victim? Eddie Hearn is the real victim. Dubois quit in a fight he was actually winning. That motherfucking eye was about to pop out. He's gonna look like Hasim Rockman pretty soon. He probably would have lost that shit. Shakur versus Haney. Brandon, you know something? Have you seen those guys spar? That was a hell of some skill in the making right there. So if I'm Tyson Fury, though, I would be more concerned with getting my name cleared. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to look at it both ways, who's the real victim? Shit. If I'm Tyson Fury, I want to know, like, dude, why the fuck you think I cheated you? First of all, I want to get down to the bottom of it. You know, like, I would have said something, mentioned something. Just like I wanted Deontay to say, hey, you cheated in some shape, form, or fashion. Some type of way. No, it's not. And I'm Ryan. I'm not playing the race game with these motherfuckers. It has nothing to do with race at all. So I'm not even going there. You can't tell me and make me question who I am as a person. Motherfucker, I know who I am as a person. Do you? You know what I mean? Maybe you're watching the wrong fucking sport. Because if you don't like a person getting beat up, don't fucking watch. Because if Tyson Fury does the same shit to Wilder and Wilder can't adapt, the same shit's gonna happen. I don't give a fuck. Wilder ain't gonna turn white, and fucking Tyson Fury ain't gonna turn black. That's what's gonna happen. And if you hate watching that, motherfucker, you need to look in the mirror and examine yourself. That's the problem. No, they want me to only support people that are on my side of the what do you call it? The I don't want to say evolution pool, but the same color as me, that looks like me. So they want me to go there, like what the fuck does that have to do with boxing? That's dumb. That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, you know that dude Chinese, so you know he's a better karate dude. he gonna win the karate dude. Yeah, he Asian. I know they shit over there. Okay. So he gonna beat that white dude, watch. Okay, see, that's a stereotype right there. So you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, that's the Asian dude. I know he gonna win. He Asian, he got to. Then when he don't win, oh man, no, that dude cheated, man. I know that's some bullshit. That dude had to do something. I know that dude, man, because you know them fucking white dudes can't do nothing. Like, that's the type of fucking way. Now, here's the fucked up about it. If you turn that shit around and you hear a white dude saying it, that's fucked up. Really a black dude too. Like, blacks and whites, we can't talk about other races and shit like that. And then it becomes more serious. We get targeted. You can't be pro anything. You know, that's why I look at David Duke the same way I look at fucking Young Farrell. Same fucking way, because they get pissed off and they're not mad. They're not mad about injustice. They're mad about what they saw. What they saw they can't handle, because what they can't handle is something that they in their mind think that is fucking flawed. It ain't cool for you to think, oh, just because Wilder's black, he's gonna beat Tyson Fury. That's dumb as fuck anyway. Anybody with half a brain knows, no, it takes skill and conditioning. And are certain people stronger than other people? Yeah, but does that have to do with skill and discipline? No, it don't. Do I think he's used PEDs in the past? Yep, I think he used PEDs in the past. I do think he used PEDs in the past. He used something to get his fucking nandrolone levels way up there. Yeah. Hold on. Here's the thing. CB, okay, it is 1:23, and you asked me the same fucking question. Do you know side effects of PEDs? I know side effects of certain PEDs. Yes, I do. Okay, so what's your point? Oh, please don't tell me the fucking hair gonna fall out. His daddy's bald. He's bald. I don't know about Tommy Fury, because you remember they have different mom. He has a different mom, so he might have, you know. So I mean, now we can talk about something that makes sense. But what you're saying is, oh, nandrolone, okay, mood alteration, weight fluctuation, okay. Yeah, but so does depression. I mean, that's reaching. You know why that's reaching? Because that's like saying, hey man, you know, his mood is fucked up and his weight is fluctuating. Okay. Now the mental illness. Now here's the thing. Harmony King. That doesn't mean that motherfucker wasn't faking no mental illness. You know, that don't mean that. I mean, he could have just had a bad fucking point of his life where, you know, no, the baldness. Okay, thank you. Please don't talk about the fucking baldness, because that's crazy. Lil Bullet, who cheated when Wilder got 20 extra seconds to recover in the Ortiz fight, who got the privilege. Wilder got the fucking privilege. Everybody want to talk about Wilder's the victim, and that motherfucker had so many perks and opportunities. He got a point deducted from him in this last fight out of nowhere. So wait a minute, hold on, where you at? Harmony King, do you agree that motherfucker didn't get help in his fight? Where you at? Yeah, he's spamming, but spam this. Spam the truth, motherfucker. Did he or did he not get help in the fucking Fury fight? By the referee. Did he or did he not? The second fight. I'm talking about the second fight. Which one exactly? The second fight, motherfucker. Did he get help? The ref took off the point for nothing. No, I'm asking Armani King, because he's been spamming his shame in the Fury fight. No, but it was Ortiz. No, he got a point deducted from him. He's supposed to. Now, the motherfucker on Ortiz, the first fight, this motherfucker Wilder hit Ortiz about 12 times. Now, did Luis Ortiz piss and moan throughout that time? Did he make an uproar and get everybody? Did he go to High Hala and Poquita and La Pequeña Havana and all these places and say, hey, you know what? I got cheated by Wilder? Did he say all that? Did he do that? No, he didn't bitch up like that. People don't do that. Cotto didn't either. He didn't do that shit either. Wilder had all these perks. They gave this motherfucker 28 seconds more because he knew Ortiz had got to him. He got him. He hit him with a right hook, and that mother, it buckled him. And that makes me, and then he had the nerve to say, I told you he couldn't punch. He fucked you up in the 7th round. You know what I mean? And then when he caught him in the 10th round, this is what he did. He grabbed him, he whacked him twice, maybe 3 times. I know twice. And then slung him into the fucking ropes. And then the ref ran over there and look and ruled it as a slip. It was no slip, bitch. It was a toss. He tossed this motherfucker. He tossed Ortiz. Right? He tossed this motherfucker to the ground. Then that bald-headed ass ref come over there. Come on, get up. Yeah, he was hurt from the punch, but he fouled him twice after that. So how the fuck do you explain that? Since you want to go there, you want to talk about favoritism and victim and shit. He tossed this mother. He did some shit like, he did some WWE shit. Sorry, some WWF shit, right? He chunked this motherfucker. I'm like, damn. He whacked him 2 times because Ortiz instinctively went to hold. And then Wilder's like, fuck that. But then he hit him. He hit him once. He hit him twice. I don't know if he hit him a 3rd time. You know what I mean? I don't want to lie to nobody. Then he chunked that motherfucker. That's what he did. He threw him to the fucking ground, into the ropes. Now you're going to sit here and tell me, oh, well, he didn't get favoritism. That motherfucker got favoritism in the Ortiz fight. Even you admitted that, Armani. Or, Armani King. Am I saying that shit right? Probably not. Yeah, it was like that. You know what I mean? And you sit here and tell me, oh, well, no, you know, Wilder, everybody against Wilder. Nobody was against fucking Wilder. Wilder had that fucking WBC belt. How many times did he have a fucking mandatory? How many times did he have a mandatory? Yeah, you saying it right? Yes, I know I'm saying it right. I'm not gonna do anything and say anything that ain't fucking right. I'm not gonna do that. This ain't one of these channels. If I was boxing ego and you've been talking that shit against what I say, it's ego. The motherfucker got a big ass ego. He gonna boot you off that bitch. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. No, man, it don't work that way. So I want to get through to people like yourself because I want you to understand boxing ain't all about what the fuck you look like. It's what you can do. Look at Andy Ruiz. You think I'm bullshitting? Look at Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, they talked about that man because that man was fat. That's a discrimination right there, if you believe it or not. That's a fat motherfucker. Right? That's a fat motherfucker. So, you know, he can't possibly beat the shit out of Josh. Josh is 6'6", stock, big buff ass neck, and he's all big and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, the dude did his thing. I meant my name, jackass. By the way, I just don't listen to a lot of boxing channels as much anymore because of biased talk. Good. But then again, here's the thing. When all that shit, when Wilder got beat, him and everybody else that would listen charged up, accused Fury. So, I mean, after all, Fury is the winner, so I don't think he might have had that type of experience, because the experience of winning and you're the winner, you know, you might just hear, oh, I'm cheating, oh, fuck you, I ain't cheating. But then you hear the guy himself say that shit. He said it about November. He said, man, you cheated me, you know what I mean? My eyes can still see and my ears can still hear, and you cheated me, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? You know, Wilder dramatic and shit, so you got to make a poem and shit, you know. So he did that. And then at that point, you know, he started going off on gypsies and shit. Same shit, right? And, you know, he did that with the Brian Custer. And then that's when Tyson Fury responded. So I guess if you say you'll never fight a person again, obviously you have to be pretty pissed off at that person never to fight him again, when you and that motherfucker, Riggs and Murtaugh and shit, got together on this other guy that y'all don't want to fight the other guy, that you just fight each other. You thought you was dance partners, right? So obviously both of those guys were a little bit fucking timid, weren't they? They're a little bit all bent of how he talked about his people and how Wilder got beat up. So Wilder couldn't take an ass whooping and he couldn't take slander. Is that safe to say? Right? And then at the end, then all this shit talk, y'all motherfuckers come back together. Impossible. And without shit said. And then you can sit here and say all you want. Well, who's the victim? Is it Wilder? Did he really get cheated? Or was it Fury? Did he really cheated and get lied on being cheated? Being the cheater, rather. Which one is it? Which one is it? Because it seems to me, because I heard someone say, well, a friend of mine, he said, man, you know what? This is a fucking fix. And I was like, how so? He said, look, have you noticed any of these motherfuckers talk about cheating when they were around each other? The cheating is selective, and it is selective. That's true. I mean, you can't really say it's not selective. See, when Wilder left that press conference, he then later on did another interview, with ESPN and said, well, he even cheated. He couldn't say that shit into this guy's face, but let's foil it. Tyson Fury couldn't bring this shit up either. Now, my inside sources told me that it was something like a gag order. But I'm like, okay, well, if that was a gag order, then why is Wilder still saying he was cheating, and why is he still allowed to say that he was cheating? Alan Hinton, counterpunch to you, brother. He has a history of cheating. Yeah. You know, I have a history of fucking theft, but that don't mean I'm gonna go in here and rob this goddamn store either. That doesn't mean anything. Like, look, you have to understand. Stop with the reaching, because that's doing too much. And then if you find yourself doing that, I want you guys to understand me. If you find yourself doing it, I want you to really think. I mean, honestly think, not with the bullshit and stop listening to people. Just sit back and think, like, listen, am I biased? Am I favoring this guy because of what he looks like, because of something personal that's dealing with me, or the connection that I feel I have with that person, or something that has something to do other than boxing? Now, does he have a history of cheating? Yeah, Tyson Fury does. Do I think he cheated before? Yeah, I think he cheated before. Just like Roy Jones, motherfuckers. Just like Sugar Shane Mosley. Just like Fernando Vargas. Just like Luis Ortiz. Just like just like Canelo Alvarez. All of them got history of cheating. So what's the point? That's what I'm saying. What's the point? Facts over feelings. Kind of punch you, Third Coast royalty. I know it hurt. It hurt me when Tyson got beat. And look, and this is why I know it's gone too far. I know it's gone too far. Why? Because at the end of the day, if we would have warped back to 2002 when Lennox Lewis beat the shit out of Mike Tyson, right? He beat the piss out of Mike Tyson. Counterpunch is a thief. Ricky Hatton, stop. But listen, if that was been the case, and then we had the platform, we didn't have none of this then, right? We just had boxing, and you had newspapers, you had the news, and you had the boxing magazines. That's all we really had. We had Sports Center. We did have Sports Center. You know what I mean? What's my point is, just because you have a history of cheating don't mean you cheated a particular night. That's what I'm saying. Especially if you have no proof of cheating. If you look, and if all a motherfucker can do is go back and talk about what a person used to do versus what he did that night, that's sad. Yes, it's possible, but doesn't mean it happened. It's you saying, yeah, it's possible though. What does that mean though? What does that really mean? It's possible it could have happened, but did it happen? That's what I'm saying. Did this motherfucker get busted cheating? The same type of cheating you're talking about. Did he get busted doing that? That's all you need to ask yourself. Like, stop with the, it is possible. See, you're trying to, like, that old, hey, I'm trying to make this person guilty simply to fit a certain narrative. I understand, guys. I get it. And everybody on the chat, you guys don't have to understand. We were in Corona season. We ain't had shit else to do. We didn't. There was no boxing going on. So, I mean, at the time, it was worth talking about. But, like, then it gets really redundant it don't make any sense. Like, yeah, in 2015, him and Tyson and Huey Fury, those guys they tested positive for nandrolone. Okay. Now, you know how that would only be, what would make that relevant now or last year? If he got popped. If he had an inconclusive drug test of any kind, then you could say, no, based on what this motherfucker's done that before. Okay, if he was Jarrell Miller, did even anybody bother to investigate? Yeah, I mean, yeah. A lot of people investigated. They did their shit. He failed tests for recreational drugs. He was out of the sport and had inconclusive nandrolone case dropped. That's it. Yeah, he was doing cocaine too. But by the time he did, sounds like blue blood, it's possible. Yeah, I mean, they hear that shit. And if you hear it 100 times, the more you hear it, the more you believe it. I get it. Blue blood, he's simply talking, he's he's monotone about the shit. So, if you, in 2015, him and his cousin, Huey Fury, were caught, they tested positive for high levels of nandrolone, and it is possible that he cheated. Based on his history, it is possible that he cheated. It is possible that he cheated. You keep hearing that shit, it is possible that he cheated. It is possible. It's possible. It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Tyson Fury has once again been involved or associated with more cheating allegations. What did he just say? Associated. That means, hey, you say something about something bad and then you associate that person. That's all you have to do. Blue blood is okay. I like blue blood. We don't agree with everything, you know what I mean? But shit. But I'm just saying, you hear so much shit over and over again, and obviously so many people are trying to say it has to be true. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Little Bullet, I predicted the draw. I predicted the Fury win, and now I predict Fury to absolutely destroy Wilder in his career. Ooh. Damn, Little Bullet. Damn. Not destroyed. So I don't want nobody's career being destroyed. Fuck what Wilder talk about. I want a body in the ring. I'm willing to die. Motherfucker, nobody wants you to die in the ring. Stop. You got 7 fucking kids. You think they want to see you? Because you know if he dies in the ring and fucking Fury beats the shit out of him and does something like that, that shit's going to be all on the YouTube. And then your kids got to grow up looking at YouTube and shit. And look at that. See their dad get beat the fuck up. That's dumb. That's dumb. Mark Breland was right for that. That motherfucker wasn't jealous. If he disliked you that much, you'd have watched you get your ass beat. Yeah, beat his ass. Beat his ass. Beat his ass. Beat his ass. Yeah. Yeah, beat his ass up. You know. Because I mean, if he didn't like Wilder like that, he would have enjoyed him getting his ass beat. Shit, obviously JD's liked it. No, don't throw in the towel. No, don't do it. You know what I mean? And I don't think nobody cared about, man, he's gonna fire us if he throws in. No, man, you have an obligation. An obligation as a human being to stop something if you don't like it. You know what I mean? If you don't like what you're saying, you being a coach, that's your obligation. That's your job. You're there to protect your fighter. Fuck what Wilder says. That's some heroic, dumb bullshit. Coming from a person that started learning how to fight at 19. The dude, he ain't been through that type of fight. The only time he came close to getting beat up like that was with Ortiz. Other than that, he doesn't know what it's like to get beat up like that. So how can the fuck he say, oh, I'll die in the ring. If I live by it, I'll die by it. That sounds heroic. It does sound heroic, but at the end of the day, it's not realistic. Nobody's going to let you just keep getting beat the fuck up and you are not fighting back like you should. You're not giving that ref enough to show that you belong in there with that guy that's beating you up, that commits beating you like that. He was taking a beating. And they mad because they stopped it. Motherfuckers that are mad because Mark Breland stopped that fight, you some dumb motherfuckers, and you're not a Wilder fan. You don't know what boxing is. You claim to know what boxing is. Boxing is getting hit in your fucking face into your body, okay, above your belly button, okay? That's what it is. Kidney punches and rabbit punches are illegal. Thumbs are illegal. Headbutts are illegal. Low blows are illegal, right? And of course, bitings of the ear. Biting is illegal. Right, we had to add that in there for Mike. But come on, man. That's not how it works. That's what the referee's for, and the referee said he was going to stop it. So look, Wilder was going to go either fucking way. He could blame it on whoever the fuck he needs to blame it on. You going to blame it on both referees? One white, okay. Then one black, both referees? Loaded gloves are illegal. Yes, they are. Tampered gloves are illegal. Yes, they are. The person really looking for revenge is Fury. I mean, look, my problem with Fury, now here's Fury. All the shit you know you can talk, all the shit that he talked in the press conference, it was only him talking. He should have said something to clear his name. He should have said something to bring it out to the forefront. Because he didn't, that made me suspicious of him. Not suspicious that he did anything as far as cheating, but suspicious that, like, yo, why didn't you kind of clear your name? It makes me think this shit's a hoax. That's what I'm saying. He said, man, face it, Wilder's just stupid. You guys are terrible. Fucking guys are terrible. Send the article, then clearing the B sample. Yes, but much greater victories have been won on their part, including Fury beating Klitschko. Why make a statue? Armani King, you are absolutely 100% correct. Now that is a $1 million fucking question. Why would you make a fucking, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna make a video on that shit today because it's on my mind. I was gonna do it last night, but I just got tired doing other shit. But it was on my mind. You know what I mean? I'm like, why the fuck? And then that's what I said in my own video about it. Why now? And the only thing that I can come up with is, okay, you motherfuckers don't know the future. They don't know the future, so they might as well, hey, he is the current WBC champion. Let's make this statue now of what is now. Because we don't know what'll happen on the 24th of July. So it makes sense. DJ Anton, good evening from South Wales. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. He said he can't clear his name. Philip Belgrave. You know? But see, here's the thing. Why would you allow that to, like, why would you not bring that up? Let me tell you guys something personal, all right? About 3 weeks ago now, a person lied on me and said I did something. Now, this is some personal shit. I don't know what, I'm not telling you what it is, but I was lied on, okay? The first thing I did was, hey, let me see that motherfucker and let me talk to that motherfucker. Do you think if I saw that person, I wouldn't have nothing to say to that person? Glanza, Kurt, do you think they did the statue because Wilder has been speaking on white supremacy? I don't know. I don't know if Wilder's been speaking on white supremacy. Well, yeah, kind of. I guess that is speaking on white supremacy. Shit, I hope not, because if they made that because of what he's talking, that meant his voice meant something powerful, right? Kurt, let's be real. Someone can also say Wilder cheats because Wilder has a metal rod in his hand. Cam, they've said that, and I've defended that. I'm glad you mentioned that, Cam. Let's be real. People have said that. There's certain channels have said, well, hey, he actually has a iron. Dude, he broke his fucking hand. That's a procedure where the doctor takes iron, like, pieces and welds or knits or however the fuck they do it, your bones together. They align that metal rod with the bones that were once there if it was broken, okay? That's how it was. I think it was his right hand. That's legal. You can do that. That has nothing to do with him punching hard or not. He was knocking motherfuckers out before that. So people that saying that, stop. It doesn't make any sense. So Cam, I appreciate that. No, I mean, that has nothing to do with it. That's just another excuse. It's just not a Wilder excuse. It's an excuse. I don't like excuses. I don't give a fuck who they come from. So that's the problem. Like, a lot of people, oh, well, I haven't figured out. No, you don't. If it's right, it's going to come from me. It's not going to come from, oh, I don't like Wilder, so whatever Wilder does is wrong. That's bullshit. Whatever Wilder does, if he does, like, he was right to go out for his arbitration and shit for his third fight because Tyson Fury signed the contract. If he didn't like it, he shouldn't have signed the contract. That's it. I mean, that's nothing, like, that has nothing to do with favoritism or what so have you. Now, what he shouldn't have done, Tyson Fury, or Bob Arum or Frank Warren, you know, they shouldn't have had people thinking that arbitration didn't matter and tricked our ass and have us thinking that we're going to see an undisputed fight between two guys, two of the top fucking heavyweights, and then we don't get it because the arbitration meant more than they let out. That was wrong. They shouldn't have done that. That was fucked up because they just wasted our time and they enticed our taste buds and didn't feed us, and they fed us some shit. That's it. He got used to knocking people out. As simple as that. Yeah, he did. He got comfortable. There's always a better man sooner or later. Yep. You're right. It was probably a hoax. Brittany, I think it was. I think it's some bullshit. I think they needed the third fight. Here's the thing. Tyson Fury didn't bring up the cheating because then it would get it. Look, you can't bring it to the forefront. That's only something to sell the fight. They didn't want to talk about it because if they talked about it, then they'd have to talk about it. They'd have to discuss it, right? Then that would be awkward if both of you guys are in. So I think what they did was, I think, hey, when we're here, Tyson, don't worry about Wilder. He ain't gonna say nothing like that, and we're not gonna talk about it because the media knows about it. So if the media knows about it, Big Daddy Cox, what's up, brother? If the media knew about it, then they would have to talk about it. The autopsy. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, regardless, but here's the thing though. I think it's a hoax. I think it's all bullshit now. I think it's bullshit, and it's safe to say, Tyson Fury, if you don't mind someone talking shit about you, versus Deontay Wilder, if you don't mind somebody hitting you with a metal rod and you fighting them again, hey, that's A-okay. No, that was a hoax. Because if that actually would have happened, something else would have came forth. And it wouldn't been Blue Blood or fucking Deontay or anybody else talking about it. It would have been ESPN, it would have been Sky Sports, it would have been BT Sports, it would have been like some big shit that went down with Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? That he cheated like that. There wouldn't have been this. This is all a big hoax. Now, what's the upside? They sold the fight. They sold the fight. I think you're sleeping on Frank Warren. I may be. No question that the pay-per-view subscriptions from the fight lit up. Yep. I'd like to see some training footage from Fury. I've seen some, and I think the bigger he gets, the slower he gets. But I just did it. When I get off, I might just let that go tomorrow. Yeah. Bake Pack TV. The problem is, where are Fury's gloves? Robert Brown. Javon Sugar Hill has them. Because he said that on the interview on Fred with Barbershop Conversation. But Dad Fury did point out that they were trapped in the contracts. Yeah, he did do that. But I mean, Bob Arum told people that arbitration had nothing to do with their negotiations. That's what he said. The Wilder statue actually has a better chance of hurting Fury in the ring than Wilder himself. Wow. When is the next meetup with Wilder and Fury? I think the weigh-in, man. Because I don't think they have another time they gonna see each other. Because they said that was the only one. Kurt Blue Blood is LDBC. How on earth did you build a relationship with him? Because you know on these boxing channels that's unheard of. I think Blue Blood, we actually we're not bumping heads, but I look at it like we've been going at it for a while. Whatever you want to call it. And then when we met on Lady Shan, because Lady Shan he actually happened to jump on, and then she inboxed me and said he was on there. And I was like, I'm coming on there. Because normally that shit is not regular. That's like some Marvel versus DC. And I'm definitely Marvel. He's DC. But that's how we ended up talking. And I told him, but no, it's been other times where he's came on live and said something that I said something that he didn't like. But then I've came on his live and said something. Actually, we were just talking about certain things and certain facts about certain fighters. And I think at that point, it's like, okay, well, you know when a person knows boxing and don't. Now, just because you know boxing don't mean you don't have an agenda. No, I didn't say that. I think he has an agenda for certain fighters, especially Wilder. I think a lot of those guys are very sensitive when it comes to Wilder. But at the end of the day, I think that he knows boxing I don't know how old he is. I ain't going into all that shit, but you know, I know he's been around to know boxing and seen the same fights I've saw and in a different take. I like to see a person's mindset, you know, perspective. The gloves are destroyed. He's from a prompter. I don't know if he does or not. You know, I can't do that. You know, fuck that. If it ain't coming from me, I don't want it. No, I didn't say he wasn't biased. I said he knows boxing. But the thing is, it's like some topics we can talk about. I want to talk about all of them. You know, that would be a good thing to hear someone's side. And you can go back and forth. You know, because it is sometimes quite boring when you don't. That's why I don't understand why Tyson Fury didn't say anything to Wilder, or Wilder didn't mention the cheating allegations. But it's safe to say none of them motherfuckers said anything. So while people are talking back and forth to who was right and wrong, who is the victim, I don't think there was a victim. But I'll leave you guys with this, and this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I put a poll out of 7,000 people, and probably now it's about 75 to 8,000 people that's voted, I hope, right? Now, I asked, should Tyson Fury confronted Deontay Wilder about the accusations against him? And it was 3 options. Yes, no, and he wouldn't have heard it anyway because he had the headphones on, which he did, right? So the headphones that he had, 20% of the people said that, hey, he wouldn't have heard it anyway. 15% of the people said no. And the rest, right? Which I believe is 65%, said yes, he should have confronted Deontay Wilder about that. So this is for everyone that was like, hey man, what's this? You surprised me with that. No, I mean, it's true. If you got somebody that lied on you, you are the victim, not that other person. Does that make sense? Love the channel. Keep up the unbiased work. From what I see, Fury and Wilder owe money from underselling their last fight. No, I doubt that. I thought they were up, actually. Say, Kurt, you are aware that 99.9999% of your viewers are AJ fanatical fanboys like yourself? Of course you're aware. Dude, get the fuck out of here, because, well, one, we're not even talking about AJ. We're not talking about AJ. We're talking about Tyson Fury and Wilder. So there you go. Knowing Wilder's camp and all the anger about it, I think a brawl might have erupted regardless of the fight coming up. I don't know. And I can't wait to see it. He didn't confront Wilder because the is trying to make the fight look legitimate. Everybody knows it's a sham and it's a warm-up. Oh, it's a sham. Well, I wonder what Wilder's going to... I can't wait to see the fight. What's the point of Fury bringing up the excuses if Wilder is self-isolating with his headphones? Well, I mean, he could have talked to Malik Scott. He could have talked to Malik Scott. He could have talked to whoever was on his team. You go into the fight? No, I ain't going to the fight. Nope. I'm going to be doing it live from wherever I'm at. That may be DR. No, I can't watch it in DR, so I won't be there. No, you know what? I'm not going to be in DR. Fights that probably never will happen. Wilder, Joshua, Fury, Joshua. Probably not. Respect from the UK, Kirk. Good news. England beats Germany in the Euros. That's what's up, Metalbox J. David Day, word. Some of these UK cats need to be careful how they talk and move when they get to Vegas. Ooh. I'm sounding like fighting words. Threats. Dale Boy, the only victims are the fans. I heard that, Dale Boy. Counter punch to you. What's your prediction of the trilogy fight? I'm going to tell you guys tomorrow. Tell you about a strong possibility of what I feel is going to happen. It's going to blow your fucking minds. It's going to blow you. My prediction is going to blow your minds. It's with a twist. If that's anything, if that helps you, it's with a twist. The last fight I brought was Fury versus Wilder 2. I don't know. I should get 3. Kurt, isn't it? Kurt, it isn't what Wilder has said that's wrong. It's what he hasn't said in the press conference. He needs to monkey up some proof. I would like that. I mean, I thought he was going to come with a big-ass envelope full of shit, full of, like, autopsies and shit like that, and, you know what I mean, and doctors and this, that, and, you know what I mean? I thought he was going to come with some real shit. And in that case, you know, you can imagine Blue Blood and shit coming on. It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Deontay Wilder, as promised, Big Brother has produced the evidence that everybody thought that he didn't have, as he shocked the world with a slew of evidence in a brown envelope, and he made sure his trainer Malik Scott had them secure, because I think Tyson Fury's team was afraid of this information being leaked. So, that being said, Deontay Wilder himself presented the autopsy of what went down with certain X-ray pictures to prove that Tyson Fury definitely had tampered gloves. There was something in his gloves that consists of him breaking a dent in Deontay Wilder's gloves. Therefore, he was cheated, and criminal investigation will be launched if not, he wins the 3rd fight. So, being said, this is the evidence you needed. I knew that Deontay Wilder, I couldn't say what I wanted to say, but I don't have to say anything because Deontay Wilder has spoken for himself. So, it's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV telling you guys what's it going to be, and you guys, I'm out. They clearly have mistaken autopsy with biopsy. That's it. No, Wilder's brother did that, and he should have he should have at least came out and said, no, I meant to say biopsy. You know what I'm saying? You know, he should have said that. But you'll have fucking Blue smiling from ear to ear. You know. Imagine Dante's Boxing Nation, right? All right, guys, as we know, Deontay Wilder's dropped that bombshell. Like I told everybody that would listen, all the decavs said that this wouldn't go down. But like I said before, he had mountains of evidence, and he just chunked it on the table. And as everybody had everybody in shock, Tyson Fury, I think, almost had a heart attack, and he couldn't handle what he was seeing. And like everyone said and knew on this end, who would listen, that Deontay Wilder was cheated, and he has the proof therein. But yeah, man, that would be a day. Now, if that shit happened, it's like, whoa, okay, now we're talking about something. Now we're talking about something. Oh, I don't know. Nico Pay, I have no idea, man. But no, Nico, stay tuned for the prediction. I'm going to give the prediction probably tonight, and I'll release it tomorrow. Of my prediction. Because it's the 29th. Yeah. You give it time. Yeah. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do a live. It's going to be a special guest I'll have tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. You know, guys, I appreciate this live stream. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me an hour and a half. You know, but stay tuned for more news, more videos. We'll have them to come. Stay tuned, and everybody be safe, be blessed, and you guys have been counterpunched. Peace.